about, they're kind of almost there. You should understand when a student comes to our district, they bring with them, the average student, about $6,500 in funding. Any additional funding comes based on specific needs of that student, because there are different state and federal grants depending on perhaps a handicap, perhaps some additional education they need. But $6,500 is not a small sum of money, but it's not an overwhelming sum of money. We actually had more people come to our school next year. We turned that tide. What people have to understand is what a school district really is. I mean, it's not a club, it's not your favorite sports team. Our school district has, the normal budget provided to us by the state is $42 million in that area. With additional federal funds that come in, we're looking at spending about $62 million this year. Our school district, right, has over 600 employees. We have over 4,000 kids with various different family structures that come with them. We have 4 bargaining units. We're running a bus company. We're the largest food provider in this town. We're actually the largest employer in this town. So you need to understand when you come into, want to be on a board, it's not that I'm going to come in, I'm going to root for my favorite team. This is a large organization. And the things that are appreciated, especially from people like us who sit on a board already, we look at the people who showed up, who come to meetings, who tried to get information. Every bit of information that Gary Miller and I have is public information, and absolutely everybody could get that information. I studied this district for 2 years before I ran for the board. I wasn't going to show up, tell everyone how happy I was to be there. I wanted to help. Mary Strugel. It's been a year and a half. I've watched you come to almost every single board meeting. Troy Fry, I've seen you at meetings, and that's good. That's a positive step, because all this information does exist. A school district also, people should understand, when new people are looking to buy a home in a community, one of the top 2 or 3 things they look for is the school district. When new companies look to come to a community, one of the top 2 or 3 things they look for is a school district, right? They're looking at, this is economic development, this is quality of life, this is our real estate values. This goes beyond just the future of our children, which is probably the most important thing that we do while we're here. So people have to understand what a school district is. It's a large entity. My focus, and I say it over and over again, and it's certainly not original, we had a gentleman wander through this town named Paul Brown, and he had a great saying. He said, excellence in everything. Now, I don't really like comments like an Asian F, but I can tell you, in my home, neither one of my children, I have a daughter in the high school and a son in the middle school, none of my children has ever brought home less than an A on their report card. That is the expectation. It's the same expectation my parents put on me, right? It doesn't mean they're necessarily any smarter than the kid next to them, but it's about getting that parental support, support in the school, support from the community, right? In addition, my daughter, I went out to May the Washingtonians this year. She's in the musicals, she's in the choirs, as is my son. My daughter played soccer for our school this year. Now, I could tell you, my daughter is every bit as important to me as whoever is playing quarterback or running back on our football team. The reason being, these teams we have in our school district, they're not pro teams, these are our children. And what we get out of them, besides what the community gets, is our kids learn an awful lot from these other programs. So when I say excellence in everything, it is also in football, it's in soccer, it's in choir, it's the math team, right? Because they're learning different things that you can't necessarily give them in a classroom, a conventional classroom. Now, if you remember in the old days when you get out of line, the sisters or your teacher came over, right? She let you know you were out of line. We don't do that anymore in schools. But I give you my word that if we pick up the phone and we call one of our football coaches and say, little Johnny, right, is not being well-mannered with his teacher, I assure you little Johnny's going to do a few push-ups, right, and run a few laps. Okay? We teach kids in our teams. We teach them character development. We teach them teamwork. We teach them about working hard and the benefits of working hard. And that's what's sort of been a little disheartening, because Massillon has an amazing football program. And I have to tell you that if you travel around this country, I've been in San Francisco, Los Angeles, I've been in New York, I was in Barcelona, Spain. Someone found out I was from Massillon, Ohio. They know who we are. No one should ever diminish the importance to our community and to the history, right, that we have here in our community because of football. But these other kids are our children. And so when there was a little bit of a ruckus, we decided we wanted to reorganize our athletic department, right? It wasn't that these were bad people there, but we weren't getting that type of focus we believed was necessary to drive excellence in every one of our programs. So now you see a new athletic director. You see a new basketball coach who just the other day announced the new Massillon Youth Basketball League. Our basketball program is now going right down to the elementary schools. Elementary, K through 12. We will very soon announce a baseball coach, and we will go through every program, as well as arts programs, and we will make sure that we are driving these programs right to the lowest grades in our school district, continuously right through. And there's a lot of reasons for doing that. It's not just wins and losses, right? Gary could tell you. It's getting kids involved. Maybe they're not getting everything they need at home, but we want to give them a place of belonging. We want them to be one of us. So, anyway, I'll go on and let other people speak, but we are very well understand the importance of that excellence in everything, driving success in every aspect of our district.
Any comments anyone like to make on
Yeah,
that?
well, I just like,
Gary?
since I haven't had the opportunity.
Yes, they have.